Hello, I'm Alan Ram, president and founder of Alan Ram's Proactive Training Solutions, and here's what's got me fired up today. Some of these ridiculous BDCs that I see popping up all over the automotive industry. I'm not talking about all BDCs, I'm just talking about most of them. I'm no more anti-BDC than I'm anti-restaurant, but just like a bad restaurant, some of the BDCs I see are giving me a stomach ache. I'm specifically referring to the model with non-salespeople taking sales calls. That's what we're talking about here. Non-salespeople taking sales calls. Here's the mentality. Our people suck on the phone, so let's set up a BDC to handle our phone calls. Here's the problem. Your people don't suck because you don't have a BDC. They suck because you haven't trained them properly. If you trained them properly in the first place, put some simple processes in place, and held them accountable, your problems would have been solved. If you think that for whatever reason that you can't train salespeople, you're absolutely wrong. If you don't think you can train salespeople, you may as well extend that to all humans and say that humans cannot be trained on the telephone. They can absolutely be trained, but what you use has to really be training. More on that in the future. What I'm saying is that a lot of dealers have bought a lot of stuff over the years that was called training that it really wasn't. I have 4 reasons that I call checkmate facts for why you do not want to subscribe to this specific BDC model. Notice, I say these are facts. This isn't my opinion, like me telling you what my favorite pasta noodle is. These are facts. The number one reason you don't want non-salespeople taking sales calls is expense. Don't tell me that you're expense conscious when you want to hire a second group of people to do what the first group should be doing. You've got 4 salespeople standing around outside with their thumb up their ass for 3 hours talking about their fantasy league while they wait for 1 customer. You do not have to hire someone else to take their calls. Number 2, there is no one better qualified to discuss the product, the competition, alternate vehicles, or know the inventory better than a trained salesperson. We know that customers today are more educated and informed than they've ever been. This is no time to be dumbing down your process. Now, are you ready for number 3? This is huge. This is what dooms many of these BDCs. How hard is it today to find good salespeople? It's competitive when it comes to getting a hold of the people we really want selling cars at our dealership, right? So a good salesperson comes in to talk to you about coming to work. He likes the product, loves the facility, great location. Now you break the news to him that he cannot handle inbound sales calls or internet leads at your store. The BDC does that. What are the chances he's going to want to work with you? Would you? Or would you go down the street to the dealership that lets you handle sales calls and internet leads? That's the thing that no one really thought of when they came up with this idea. Nobody good is going to want to work for you, and I'm telling you, regardless of what that company trying to sell you a BDC tells you, that's going to come back to bite you in the ass. I shouldn't even have to give you number 4 at this point, but I will. This will come in handy for my friends who own or work at General Motors dealerships. As many of you know, General Motors is putting on a big push for dealers to implement these BDCs. General Motors, quit telling customers how much you care about them when every survey ever done tells you that customers want a seamless process. They hate getting passed around from salesperson to closer, closer to Knuckles McGraw, and then on to finance. They want to get passed around less, not more. With many of these BDCs, aren't you just telling customers we're going to start passing you around even sooner? Any one of these things should give you serious pause. All 4 of them are checkmate. Go ahead. Ask me what's worse than a BDC staffed by non-salespeople, and I'll tell you a virtual BDC. Are you kidding me? You get 1 swing at this customer, and you're telling me that you think your best shot is to send them to a 19-year-old kid you've never met working out of a bingo hall 3 time zones away? Really? The bottom line is this: you train your people to do the jobs you hired them to do. If I sell cars at your dealership, I should be qualified to talk to customers, whether it be in person or on the telephone. If you want to find out how to really train your people better, faster, and smarter, give us a call at 866-996-4665. In any event, thank you for letting me get that off my chest.